your salivary glands, right? So we'll be talking just the basics about what are salivary glands, what are the different types, what's their histology, and how they originate, what cells they are made up of, what are their functions, and what is the role of saliva in our oral cavity. So before starting, I would like to know that all of you can hear me well, hear the audio well, and can see the PPT well. In case you have any issues in between, kindly let me know so that we can, resolve the issue there and then without moving too much forward. First of all, before starting, like what are salivary glands, what we need to know basically that what are glands. Now, a cell, group of cells or organs that selectively remove materials from the blood, concentrates or alters them, and secretes them for further use in the body or elimination from the body. These are what basic functions the glands are doing. Basically, they are taking some of the materials from your body, altering them in such a way that either that thing has to be used for the body or it has to be eliminated by the body. That's what glands are made up of. So typically, the gland is going to consist of either the cuboidal or the columnar epithelium, which is going to rest in a basement membrane, and that would be surrounded by your obviously network of the blood vessels. So salivary glands are a group of your exocrine, merocrine, simple or compound tubulo-acinar types of glands which secrete saliva. So all terms which I have written here, they are actually, your different adjectives that we use to describe the salivary glands, which are very important. Now, we all know that exocrine glands are the glands that are going to secrete the substances onto the epithelial surface by a way of duct. That is why they are exocrine glands, right? So they are a kind of exocrine, merocrine, simple compound, tubulo-acinar type of glands which secrete the saliva. Okay, so the saliva, we all know it would form a film of fluid that coats the teeth and mucosa, and thereby it creates and regulates a healthy environment in the oral. So oral fluid, which is referred to as the mix or the whole saliva, is going to include the secretion of all the major glands, the minor glands, the desquamated oral epithelial cells, microorganisms and their products, food debris, and serum components and inflammatory cells also that are going to gain access into the oral cavity through the gingival crevice. So this is important. Like, what is your mixture whole saliva and what all constituents it's going to include? It's going to include everything that's going to be present inside the oral cavity at a particular point of time. So classification of the salivary glands has been done based on certain criteria. According to their size, there is major salivary glands which are larger in size and minor salivary glands which are smaller in size. And according to the type of secretion, they are either serous secreting, mucus secreting, or they are seromucous in nature, that is both serous and mucus, that is mixed. So in the major salivary glands, we have the parotid gland, which is located here, near the lobule of the ear, backside going. The submandibular glands, and which are located here, and the sublingual glands, okay, which are below the tongue. So we have in serous secretion, the main type of the protein that is secreted is actually your alpha amylase. Okay, so this is the main protein that is secreted in serous secretion, and it is an enzyme that's going to break down your starch into maltose and glucose. Okay, so whereas in mucus secretion, the main protein that is secreted is mucin, which is going to act as a lubricant. Okay, so the alveolus in the parotid gland is entirely serous. Okay, whereas the submandibular gland is mixed and sublingual gland is mucus. So it's occasionally it can be mucus, but otherwise the alveolus in the parotid gland is entirely serous. Okay, so as I have told you that the serous secretion, the main type of protein that is secreted is alpha amylase, which is going to break down starch into maltose and glucose. And in mucus secretion, the main protein is mucin, which is going to act as a lubricant. So we have, the secretory unit or the gland, which is having only one type of cell, being the homocrine gland, and the secretory gland, which is having more than one variety of cell, being the heterocrine gland. Okay, so we have all the three major salivary glands being the heterocrine glands. They have all the three, the parotid, the mandibular, and the sublingual gland. They have, your more than one variety of the cells present in them. So we have numerous small glands also which are situated in the mucous membrane. So in the picture you can see they are very very small. Okay, so this India ink has been used just to demonstrate these glands. Okay, so in the lips we have the labial glands as been demonstrated in this picture. On the cheeks we have buccal glands. On the tongue the labial gland, the lingual glands, and on the palate we have the palatine gland. So, for the anatomy of the minor salivary glands, we have the labial glands being mixed in nature, the buccal glands also being mixed in nature, the palatine glands, which are very important. These are mucus in nature, and the lingual glands, which are on the tongue. On the anterior one, the hair, the one that is marked as blue, mixed in nature. Middle is serous, and the posterior lingual glands are mucus in nature. So this whole chronology you have to remember of the anatomy of the salivary glands also. Although the question that is majorly asked is the anatomy of the palatine gland, but you should know of the others also. For your knowledge, you have in humans between 0.5 1.5 liters of saliva is produced every day. Okay, so the secretion of the saliva, or what is known as salivation, is mediated by parasympathetic stimulation in your body. And acetylcholine is the active neurotransmitter which binds to the muscarinic receptors in these glands, which we are talking, which leads to increased salivation from these glands. So we have these as the major salivary glands. We can see here we have the parotid glands. Okay, the two parotid glands we can see we have two on each side. Okay, we have two submandibular glands on each side, and we have two sublingual glands. So total we have six glands. Okay. So we have the two glands, the major salivary glands wrapped around the mandibular ramus in the human. And out of all the salivary glands, these are the largest, secreting saliva to facilitate the mastication and swallowing. And they also secrete amylase to begin the digestion of starches. Right? So it's the serous type of gland which secretes alpha amylase, also known as some other enzyme. Okay. So can anyone give me another name of alpha amylase? Another name of alpha amylase is tyline. Okay, so it's also known as tyline. Okay, so this is also something that you have to remember. So this is about the parotid gland. Okay, and as we can see here that these parotid glands are the ones which are wrapped around the mandibular ramus. You can see it's a major salivary gland, and they are present on either side of the mouth and in front of both the ears, as you can see here. Okay, so each parotid around the mandibular ramus and secretes the saliva. Okay, so sometimes apart from this, you have an accessory parotid gland also that is found close to the main parotid duct. Okay. So as you can see here, the green duct that is going from the parotid gland into the oral cavity is the parotid gland duct. Okay. You have these parotid glands being a pair of mainly serous salivary glands which are located below and in front of each ear canal, draining their secretions into the vestibule of the mouth through the parotid duct. Okay, so each gland lies behind the mandibular ramus and in front of the mastoid process of the temporal bone, as you can see here. So gland can be felt on either side by feeling in front of each ear, along the cheek, and below the angle of the mandible. Okay. So parotid duct, as you can see here, this green duct, it's a long excretory duct which emerges from the front of each gland, which is superficial to the masseter muscle. So you have here this, I can just annotate this for you. This is the parotid duct, and this whole